Oh, that's right, because they took out the damn because they took out the revolvers.
In a sense, it's probably good that that even happened, to split the stream up, break up
Yeah.
the monotony. And that had nothing to do with me touching anything on my computer. It literally
Hold on,
just.
Rudy just typed something in
Yeah,
the chat.
everybody's typing.
He said members of BMP old and new. This is about to make me fucking mad. I'm not an enemy. Triforce was a friend of mine that
Oh, we're
dates
back.
back 2008, but have fallen hard over personal matters. He is not speaking clear on the Contra 3 over on me. I'm like, bruh.
But
What is he talking about?
can someone
We'll
link me
never
to?
know.
Can someone link me to the tipster video so I can get back on it?
Yeah,
The community hall.
yeah. I gotcha. I gotcha.
Sorry, everybody. I don't have a battery in my laptop, so any fluctuation of energy that either too much or too little that's going through my charger. My charger is like halfway dead anyway, Ed. So we're working on taking care of that later on this week. We'll kill the stream, but we're gonna speed up the second half of it, this part two segment, and we're gonna get into this. Whatever Rudy is saying, hold that to the end, Robin. I'll deal with Rudy's comment afterwards. 1 second.
I have chosen not to identify, not even.
Oh, good. It went back to the last part that I was last left on. Okay. Just for the sake, we only have 20 minutes left. Just for the sake of not even just for the sake of not running any further programs that may shut down the computer anymore, I'm going to do these last 20 minutes and go blind on the comment section so we can get past this part as quickly as possible and sum up this entire thing. Anything else we can discuss afterwards or whatever the case may be, but I do want to hurry this up. I think we spent like almost 2 hours just on the first 40 minutes of the video, and I don't want this to be like the 4-hour video that we had. That's just a little bit too much. So without further ado, we're moving forward. So here, in fact, I'm gonna go with tips. So I'm gonna go back. What is this? 43, 50, no, we're gonna go back here. 4338. Yes, we're gonna start there. So let us go.
TG administrators potentially in this server.
Okay.
Each themselves participants in the dispute thread, whom I have chosen
Please
not
take
to
the fan off of
identify, not even privately,
Come back
to
up.
YouTube journalist Tipster, with whom I shared these screenshots with days ago. And he did share the screenshots with me. I got the exact same screenshots he's sharing publicly. He redacted people's names, things like that. The reason is because I don't want to unfairly implicate or incriminate anyone. Perhaps others were just as uncomfortable with these goings on as I was. Perhaps they left in disgust just as I did. A passive observer on the other end may just as likely have thought my presence meant I approved of this nonsense, and this is very true. The other people involved in this Discord can speak for themselves if they wish. It's not my place nor my job to speak for them. As said, Princeton was the head administrator and did participate in the chat, but I didn't get any screenshots of him on the way out. He didn't say anything I would consider racist, or else I would have noted it and kept it. And I do want to clarify that I have spoken to Princeton, and he has provided evidence to me. Unfortunately, that evidence contains personal information, so I can't share it. But he has shown me evidence that he did leave the server, and because he was the administrator, he apparently turned over ownership to Maris, aka Meme Troll. Maris is the one who brought Rudy into the chat. He was warned by another user, and I quote, "Look, Meme Troll, Rudy has zero to contribute to your efforts other than comedy relief. He was banned for being a shitty human being." Maris' involvement with Rudy began before the first of those screenshots in an open mic interview published on August 14th. Maris spends an hour discussing the Triforce situation with Rudy. During that video, Rudy makes a number of racist remarks, which for brevity's sake, I'll forego cataloging at this time. And you can see that interview here, this interview, I'll leave a link in the description below, but this is an interview between Rudy and Maris Memes, aka Meme Troll. And yeah, there's a lot of racist stuff said here, some coded messages that kind of slipped past Maris, and there's also some things that Maris did in fact censor out. But a lot of interesting things, a lot of which has nothing to do with the dispute thread. Very interesting conversation. A serious question is thus raised as to whether Maris is complicit in the racism seen here. It says, however, just as Maris made clear he was unoffended by racist remarks in his potential YouTube stream earlier, we have good reason to believe Maris was perfectly comfortable with his involvement with Rudy's racism seen here. First, I'd like to draw your attention to something said by Maris at 12:20 in the video. So again, you can refer to the video if you want to see it. He quotes it here though. I've already told Triforce, look, you're banned from my channel because I don't want to read the level of stupidity because it's just toxic to read. He goes on to say, I find it very telling that Maris considers Triforce's defenses toxic and worthy of being banned so he doesn't have to see it, but does not see Rudy's racist rants as toxic to even worse degree. And that's actually a fair point there. I'm one of those people...
First of all, what is Maris banning me from? I don't go on Maris's channel to type anything. Alright. Well, it's good to know he banned me because then this means he can't see anything from me and I can't see anything from him. Yay. Moving on.
People that, people are free to say whatever you want. But having said that, I don't tolerate racism. Racism is something I definitely do not agree with. So to claim that somebody who's simply trying to defend themselves is toxic, but to not think that racism is toxic, that's extremely contradictory in many ways. The real doozy to me was that starting at 16:30, Rudy says this, one thing I've learned over the years, and I'm telling you this from personal perspective and of course in the gaming industry, when it comes to a protected class, everybody tries to say, oh, it's a white man's world, but the truth is the protected, it's the other way around. The minorities are the ones that get the special treatment and the regular Americans don't get the same treatment. And I don't care, I just want to make it clear, I don't care, but I don't you ever try to tell me it's different. Like, I'm so sick of hearing about white privilege. Hell no. If it was white privilege, none of us would be out of work. I'm not out of work at this time. I'm doing well. But my point is, and Maris interjects, I'm white and I don't feel privileged. So rather than kind of debunking these statements, these very coded racist statements that he's making, rather than doing that, he goes on basically to confirm his statements by saying, hey, I'm white, I don't feel privileged, and the writer here agrees. So rather than rebuking Rudy's racists, including the contrast of minorities and regular Americans, or even at least disowning it himself, Maris actively agreed with it and reaffirmed it. Now again, it does seem that the writer is trying to imply that Maris is a racist. I don't slap that label on people lightly. I don't even know that based on these statements I would necessarily agree that he's a racist, but I will say that on the part of Maris, it's not a good look to allow someone to make very openly racist comments and not even say that you disagree with it. I can understand freedom of speech and saying, hey, you're free to say whatever you want, but I just want to make it very clear, I don't agree with these statements. There's nothing wrong with that. But here he just seems to kind of confirm what Rudy is saying rather than, as the writer puts it, rebuking his racism. The question could be asked, is Maris finally part ways with Rudy not long after my departure? Thankfully, Maris answers this question himself for us. So if you look at this, this is actually a tweet that Maris put out, and this is a really funny tweet because he claims that Catherine Despira and myself sent spies to bother him in apparently a secondary Discord server that he has. That's not the case. That never happened. Truth be told, I didn't even know anyone was in there he can consider a spy. Now, if you're wondering who he's referring to, and I know this is who he's referring to because he actually sent me an email arguing with me about it. He thinks the person who wrote this article, Airsats Cats, was a spy sent in by Catherine DeSpirit and myself. But that never happened. This guy was invited by members of the Discord. We never told him to try and get an invite. We didn't even know this Discord existed. How could we send a spy into something
You don't
we didn't
know
even
exists.
know fucking existed? This guy was invited. He saw shit that he didn't agree with, so he left and he exposed it. None of us sent spies in there because we didn't even know the Discord server existed. This guy Meme Troll is so fucking paranoid that he thinks everyone's out to get him, when in reality he's just making a fucking spectacle of himself. Just go. You've already made a fool of yourself enough. Just fucking go. You don't know what you're talking about in regards to this. You make a lot of baseless accusations about Jace Hall accepting bribes, Catherine DeSpirit and me sending people to spy on you, people trying to dox and swat you. All of this stupid nonsense bullshit makes you look like a fucking idiot. Just go. You've made a fool of yourself enough. They go on to say that what I find really...
All right, I want to stop there for a second. I'm sorry if I'm stopping there. And anyone who's typing in the actual chat, I really can't see you because I don't even want to run the processor of opening up Restream so I can see this. So I will get to everybody's statements or whatever the case may be. My mods will help me with the questions. Here's my take on the whole racist stuff, guys. I'm going to say this now. I'm going to keep this 100 billion. Rudy Ferretti and Meme Troll or anybody in that Discord that has said anything racist about me are not racist. I know you guys are like, whoa, hold up, Triforce, what are you talking about? First of all, you guys don't know what racism is. You really don't. They've simplified the word racism or racist so that it undermines and marginalizes the people who invented it, so that they don't feel that they're alone in the sin that they manufactured. To be a racist or be a part of racism, you have to be in the class of power that's oppressing the class not in power. In this regard here, Rudy Ferretti nor Meme Troll, right, in the accusation to blame them as racist are racist because they have no power over me. Can't do anything. Are they bigots? Hell yeah. Are they discriminating against me? For sure. Are they being prejudiced? Hell yeah. Racist? No, they need to have power for that, and they don't have any power. So I'm saying this because I want you guys to understand my understanding of racism and your understanding of racism is two different things. Most of you guys believe if a black guy goes, let's say, a white guy goes, hey, you effing N-word, and then the black guy goes, what? You effing C-word? They go, oh, the black guy's being racist too. No, they're both being bigots. Look up. Well, they've changed the dictionary word of racism, so it really doesn't make a difference. But it's about power, people. It's about a certain class of people based on their skin color having rights, privileges, and other things that benefit them. Sorry, I want to make sure. Okay. Over another class of people based on their color of their skin. That's it. Racism is you can't use this bathroom. Why? This is reserved for whites. Racism is you can't sit in the front of the bus. Why? This is reserved for whites. Racism is you're a bunch of savages and we've humbled you and civilized you and then and enslaved you for your own benefit. Racism is you've contributed nothing to this world because your race based on the color of your skin means you're inferior. That is racism. Today's society has now trivialized racism to somebody calling someone being a bigot or something of that nature. So this way now it indemnifies white supremacists, not white people, white supremacists, from being alone in the sin, because they've literally enslaved an entire ethnic group and genocided another one and built an entire empire on their back, their bones, and their blood. And whenever you bring that up to them, it's very uncomfortable because they feel you're blaming them when you're only blaming their ancestors. And that's because some of them are in touch with their ancestors, so they don't like you talking about their family members. So the best way to undo this is to trivialize racism by making it where anyone and everyone can be racist. Well, in order for you to be a racist, you need power. And Africans in America have no power. Continuing.
Really interesting about this exchange is that Princeton, near as I can tell, has never actually been a member of Twin Galaxies. I can't prove a negative, but I can't find no direct participation from him of any kind. And this is true. Prior to this situation, prior to Triforce having scores disputed, Street Pass Princeton has never had any involvement in the Twin Galaxies community, and it's blatantly obvious that he's just trying to use his past grievances with Triforce as a motivation to try and get the scores removed.
That's an agenda. That's an agenda. Let us repeat this.
I can't prove a negative, but I can't find no direct participation from him of any kind. And this is true. Prior to this situation, prior to Triforce having scores disputed, Street Pass Princeton has never had any involvement in the Twin Galaxies community, and it's blatantly obvious that he's just trying to use his past grievances with Triforce as a motivation to try and get the scores removed.
So if that's what Street Pass Princeton made that Discord for, because that is the Discord, and he invites people to join him in that, and people participate in this by providing information on how they can get my score removed, this is collusion. This is a conspiracy. This is an agenda. It's funny, it says this is a bannable offense in Twin Galaxies. So I can understand why Erstats Cats wanted to protect some people's names, because he knows this is a lifetime bannable offense in Twin Galaxies. These guys came to this Discord for this reason. Now, some people have left the Discord when they came to the understanding of certain racist comments. But see, this is where everyone get hit. This is called getting bamboozled right in your face. As Twin Galaxies said, we're not here to judge people by their behavior. Who cares who's racist in the room? I'm saying it. I'm African. They're talking, and the subject of the room is about me. I don't care about how many N-bombs they dropped on me. I just want to know why they were in that room. Period. And he just defined why they were in the room. The room was made because a member who isn't even a part of Twin Galaxies has past grievances against me and wants to conspire with others who can provide him with information to remove my scores. So the question here is, who provided the eviscerated one with information to get my scores removed? I could care less who was racist in the room. You're not going to beat me and blind me in my head with foolish racism. I don't care. It's 2018. Racism is here forever. It's the way this American society was built. You think I'm stupid? You think I'm one of these idiots marching in the street about some stuff like... Get out of here. The country was built on that. Don't like it? Leave. I left. If you think America's going to change anytime soon in 100 years, you got to wait. Because until the old guard of old white supremacists stop teaching their next generation of children to corrupt them, to be like them, then America will always be racist. So we got some time before America, you know, those white supremacists die out and the new breed of white children can grow up to be decent people and whatnot, which we have a lot of decent white people in America that are not like that. But there's a lot of old guards who they're struggling and they're fighting to keep it that way. So I don't care about who is being racist to me. I care about who went in that room for what reason. And this is the principal point. That's why I only care about the principal point. I don't care about the politics and the BS surrounding it. None of that means anything. Because that means if there's any screenshots of anyone providing Street Pass Princeton or Meme Troll any information on how to get my scores removed, any information on what new records to go after, you are a part of the agenda. You think I'm stupid? Well, because I'm black? Think I'm dumb? You think you're going to blind me with racism? Oh, hopefully Triforce sticks to the racism and don't get to the point. No, I'm not stupid. And Twin Galaxies, this message is for you. You know what I'm saying is not BS. The only thing Twin Galaxies would say, well then Triforce, if you could provide us with screenshots of people actually providing that information in that Discord of the agenda, then we will take action accordingly. Well, I got some bad news for you guys who was in that room. I have my own versions of screenshots and the things that you guys said about me about removing my scores. And I am not as nice as Erzat's cats to block you guys' names out. Nope. You will get no mercy from me as you provided me with no mercy. I told you, this video is just the tip of the iceberg. I got the other part of the tip. And my statement regarding this Mario dispute is going to come soon. And when it does, I will provide the other half of the tip of the iceberg showing collusion, corruption, an agenda, conspiracy. Call it what you want. Pick them. Doesn't make a difference. No, and I'm not bluffing. I have these e-files. Actually, several people have the e-files. I gave them all out. Tipster's one of them. Gave them all out, guys. What was it? 42 screenshots. 42 screenshots. If you think Rudy Ferretti and Meme Troll is the only two people talking in those 42 screenshots, for a certain individual saying, why is my face on the front of this YouTube video about Tipster? Because you're one of the people I have the screenshots of giving information out about how to get at Triforce, strategies to get me where I can say things that you can take my words and manipulate me, contacting ex-members looking for dirt on me. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I know right now you the shit on your stomach dropped and you almost shitted yourself because like he knows. I know. Actually, I've been new for a very long time. See, when wicked people do things and they have no remorse to people, they get a certain high on trolling and watching people suffer. So they just keep doing it over and over. They start to get cocky and arrogant. We start making mistakes. We all make mistakes, even the good guys. Some of us misspeak. Some of us over embellish. And even good guys lie here and there. But there's a difference between us misspeaking, us being over embellishing or lying. We do these things to protect the truth. You guys, you do these things to destroy it. That's what separates us. And this is Triforce keeping it 100 trillion. So, toodles. Your time is up.
So is high score integrity really the most important thing to him? Are we really to believe that his motivation factor in all this, given his history, Princeton may have a valid beef with Triforce, but that doesn't mean the Twin Galaxies community should be at his disposal in
Triforce, I'm
pursuing
sorry,
some
but-
kind of person.
But you can't do the look at my wrist to check the time thing if you're not actually wearing a watch. It just looks stupid. It doesn't work.
Okay,
Are you still streaming?
almost done. I'm finishing up. It's like I'm gonna just do the last 10 minutes. Huh?
Did you see what Tipster wrote in the chat?
I don't have the chat up. I don't want to open up Restream and then it shuts down. I'm trying to run as least programs. What did he write?
He right. Wait a minute. You sent him an email earlier. Is that what that was about?
No, not just yet, Tipster, not just yet. But I wanted to send it to you before I streamed, but I didn't want to because he sent me the. Damn, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to open up my email. Crap. All right, Tipster, hold on. If the stream crashes, please, everyone, just wait right here. I'll be right back. I'm going to attempt to send Tipster the.
No.
What?
I will do it. I have.
Oh, you have. Okay. Tipster, it's coming from Zuru. Zuru will send you the package.
Tipster, send me your email to Twitter.
Yeah, he will send it to you.
Thanks.
And when you read it, Tipster, you're gonna be like, holy mother of dog shit. And I'm like, yeah, these guys are cooked. I've learned my lesson from the Contra 3 thread. Don't give them anything. In the Contra 3 thread, I was trying to give people the benefit of the doubt by trying to see that perhaps that these guys are just making up this dispute out of being misinformed. But then I realized, no. It has nothing to do with them being misinformed. They literally there is an agenda to attack me. I've actually expressed that concern to Dave Hawkset, that I think I'm being targeted by the Twin Galaxies community. And he told me no. And then when I first got my first evidence that there was actually an agenda against me, like you guys trying to steal my website. Oh, another one. Buy my trade. No, not buy. You guys literally said the word. This is the part that's so stupid. They literally wrote, let's try to steal Triforce's trademark. Why would you?
Yeah,
Why would you?
know about it.
Why would you write that? Are you guys this fucking stupid? Why would you write it? Okay, if you're a bad guy, come on, bad guys. Think. Don't write that. Open up a chat and have a voice conversation. Why would you write that? Why would you write it for someone to scream? Like, this is. These bad guys are so. This is literally the Legion. It's not the Legion of Doom. It's the Legion of Doofuses. Like, you guys are idiots.
No, Legion of Stupid.
It's the Legion of Stupid. Like, you're a moron. You would literally write that. This is foolishness, tomfoolery, buffoonery, and because
Red Mercury.
we can't because of people saying that's a racist statement. Although I'm like, what? How? That's new. That's like 2018. We just made it up. Like, what? How's that? So I don't want to say that.
No. They better get with the times. This is what the young folks is saying.
I told them that. They said that's a lie. So I was like, oh, okay. I was just saying, well, whatever. I guess so. So we'll stick with buffoonery, tomfoolery, and foolishness. So
The people who said that's a lie lied to you. I'll BS on that right now, okay? Because I'm like halfway between the former generation and this new one, and that is a lie. Like, they lied to you.
they're reaching. But yeah, but at the end of the day, you guys are cooked. You guys exposed yourself.
Wait! Let's make a deal.
Oh no, there's no deal. There's no deal.
No,
No.
goddammit!
No.
Don't regress to your primal Negro ways. Let's be civilized about this, okay? We might be plotting to take over the world of classic gaming, but that doesn't mean we're not reasonable. Come on now, we can work something out, can't we?
No, well, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you why I can't do that. I'm gonna tell you why I have to destroy you. It had
the beef.
You're sending it to Tipster. Okay, go. I have to see. Oh, before I get into why I have to, let me show you something. So how I misspoke, Tipster? I said I sent you this file of the exposed information, but I actually didn't send it to you. My intent was to send it to you, but the stream went on, so I misspoke. Because the reality is, I didn't send it to you, although I said I did. That's called misspeaking, over embellishing my intent. Or just, if you want to take the negative way about it, I just lied on stream. I didn't send Tipster anything, but Zuru did. So either way, he has it. He has it now.
You haven't heard the last of us, damn you! You're just a goddamn dick!
No, go.
No,
Hold on.
no, you need to do
hold
it with
on.
the voice modifier up high. You need to do it with the squeaky voice.
Wait.
No.
But wait.
Before you,
Yeah.
Before you stream,
Uh-huh.
you need to end the stream on Podra's video.
Oh, I will. I started the stream on Poldra's video, and it will end on Poldra's video. So now, right, the second that what I wanted to say is the reason why I have to destroy you guys is because if I don't stop you now, no one will be able to stop you after me. That is the reality.
Stop the classic gaming Illuminati! Nobody!
Oh well, you forgot. You forgot.
EMP0MX said he is just a fucking net.
Why do I keep getting called every time I try to call him a net?
All right. The reality here is the reality here is that you guys are too wicked to exist. I can deal with a bad guy existing here or there, but you guys vendetta, you guys maliciousness is just overboard. It's just actually crazy. Like you guys are borderline school shooters. I said borderline, didn't call you a school shooter. But you guys are too crazy. You're actually nuts. I read all the stuff that you guys said. It's just crazy. You guys knew guys like Rudy Ferretti was in there, and you stood in there with Rudy Ferretti while he was making his bigot comments, right? And all this other stuff, talking about why he wiped the seats. Oh, I don't know if Rudy Chavez is still in there, in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, he's still.
Oh, you are Rudy. You know what? You know. Oh, well, I want to tell him myself. Rudy, you know what they said about you? The other Rudy Ferretti said he had to wipe his toilet seats after every time you used it because he didn't, paraphrasing, want any Mexican germs. Crazy, isn't it, right? And these are the people, and you think I'm your enemy? I'm neither your friend nor enemy. I'm neutral. I can coexist with you. But like I said, you have been fooled, bamboozled. But don't worry, I'll send you the file. In fact, Robin, you got a copy of the file. Send that over to Mr. Chavez so he can take.
That whole file.
Send the whole file over to him. Send the whole file over to him. It's over for these dudes. These guys are cooked. I'm actually going to send the file over to Jace Hall himself, so he can say it himself.
How about we cook them and then send the whole file?
They're being cooked now.
Right.
What do you think we're doing? The fire temperature is at max fire, B. They're getting cooked right now.
The ultimate motherfucker.
It's exactly. I'm not giving them a chance to survive. These guys are cooked. They're doomed, and they're so cooked. I'm glad Tipster pointed out the principal point. From everything him talking about the previous issues that they were talking about in the Contra thread, to these guys calling me racist, and to all this other stuff, none of that shit matters. The principal point of this entire video is that somebody who isn't even a part of Twin Galaxies, who has a personal vendetta against me, created a Twin Galaxies Discord in where he invited other people in to provide him with information to help take my scores down and other people's scores down. And the
And that-
only reason why, and the only, hold on, and the only reason why some people left the room was because they felt members were being racist. As if that's the principal problem. As if they thought Triforce was that black guy that was going to care about that. Something said to me every day on my YouTube page. Every time in this YouTube video that, in fact, in the YouTube video I just streamed a while ago, it'll only be a matter of time before the N-word is dropped on me there. It's dropped on me every other video that I make. I see it all the time. I'm desensitized to it because I understand that this, this is America. Yep. This is America. I'm cool. I'm good, B. We understand that this is America. It is what it is. So my only concern, I don't care if y'all want to be racist. Call me the N-word 100,000 times all you want. I'm here to talk about y'all literally went in a room to conspire to remove my records with other people as well. What's the next track Triforce going to be? Oh, Streets of Rage 2. These morons, hold on. These morons actually put a screenshot of the next record that they're going after. Screenshots of Streets of Rage 2. I'm sitting here like, they can't be this stupid. It literally cannot. They cannot be this dumb. They're actually this stupid. They literally are this stupid.
So
one
Triforce.
thing,
Oh,
Tipster wants to know if he can open the files on his Twitch stream.
On his Twitch stream, but I want, you know something, because you have been so helpful to me, Tipster. By all means, release the. It's
Tipster,
what. Wait,
you have the go.
You have to go. I'm just gonna let you know that I'll refer to your video as a source when I put into the Twin Galaxies dispute for the Super Mario Brothers of the true exposed the other half of the tip of the iceberg. By all means, release the hounds. But yeah,
Release the house.
you guys are cooked. All you had to do when you lost the Contra thread, all you had to do was stop. That's all you had to do. When you got banned from the Contra thread, all you had to do was stop. Literally the day after you got banned from the Contra thread, you wrote on Twin Galaxy's wall, I'm investigating another one of Triforce's records. I'm like, are you an idiot? Do you guys want attention so bad that you write this out so people can see it? Are you devoid of this much attention in your, well, people need to see what I need to write, so I'm going to incriminate myself here. Morons. So let me finish up with tips to say so we can go into the ending part about this. I don't even know how much time I have, and I don't know if this computer is going to fluctuate. We already put 38 minutes. Let's finish this video in the last 20 minutes, and then we can take some Q&As from everyone.
Oh, hold on, wait. Triforce, let me say this.
Okay, I paused, yeah.
So Rudy Chavez, we're not only just talking about Rudy J. Ferretti. There's another person on your friends list that's implicated. I'm gonna see if you're smart enough to figure who that person is out.
Okay, you done?
You're asking for a lot.
Sahil. Moving on.
By way of score dispute, and this is absolutely right. The score dispute system is not meant to be a system where people can take revenge on people who they disagree with, or who they have a beef with, or who they don't like. That is not what the dispute system is for. The dispute system is for scores that you legitimately believe are dishonest or invalid or falsified.
Nope.
You don't use this to declare revenge or enact revenge on someone. That's not how this works. Any way you break it down, the motives here are simply not transparent. But the real problem for Twin Galaxies is that this wasn't limited to 3 effective outsiders. This ties out to everyone in that Discord. He goes on to say, myself included. Whether they had the offending parties muted or not, most of the people there were active participants in the dispute, using the Discord to discuss what evidence they plan to present next. So again, this is referencing the sort of collusion that was going on in the Discord. Every single member of that server, this person says, themselves included, we're all debating, what should we present next to try and get this score banned? Do you think this will work? Let's try this. This might work. Let's say that, the boss fighting thing, the whole brain boss, like eyeball farming thing, let's say that's absolutely leeching because you're taking too long to farm the eyeballs. Just literally throwing idea out there just to see what stuck. What's the thing that we can use to pin this guy to the wall and get his score removed? That is the ultimate example of collusion. This is something that we know for a fact happened now. That was the very purpose of this server. Let's create a Discord server where we can plot against Triforce and other people we think cheated to have their scores removed.
Let me pause Tipster there. I 100% agree with him. This whole thing about the David Hawkset thing, I did not have a conversation with David Hawkset to plot on anyone. I have a conversation with David Hawkset in emails on how I want to present my evidence to Twin Galaxies forum. That is not collusion. That is not, what's the line you keep saying, Sahil? That's a false equivalency. So I don't know why this keep even being mentioned. My email with David Hawkset was, how do I get my information into the Twin Galaxy? What information in terms of evidence is needed? That evidence was based on Walter Day's testimony. I got that in there. Anything else has nothing to do with anything. I wasn't plotting or colluding with Twin Galaxies administration to go after anyone. I was talking to Twin Galaxies on how to defend myself. How is that collusion? That doesn't make any sense. Someone's accusing me, I go to someone for help, he's colluding. What? You know what that's like? Hey, you're being accused of murder. I gotta go to court. Let me call my lawyer. You can't do that. Why? That's collusion. So who do I call? You can't speak to anyone. If you want to speak to anyone, you have to speak publicly. But I'm being accused of something, of a crime I didn't commit. That's your problem. We need to know everything you know and everything you say and how you're going to defend yourself. But if I do that, then you'll just counter what I do because I made it public. Yeah, I know. Kangaroo court. So no offense, Tipster. That's why I say it's a false equivalency. Me speaking to members of my organization about looking at a dispute and for them to get involved and vote accordingly by their own admission, that means they're coming into this Twin Galaxy dispute and arguing their point of view with the prosecution against me. They're not having private conversations in Discord about it. I'm sending people to the Twin Galaxies forums to argue, which if you go into the Contra 3 thread, you see members of Empire Arcadia on there arguing their own point of view. Not Triforce's point of view, their own point of view. Triforce is not reaching for straws and saying, oh, wait, you know something? Okay, I'm gonna make up this lie and I need you to say this and I need you to... That's collusion. But if they're going there and saying, but I don't see your evidence, so how you want me to vote? How is that collusion? That isn't. It's a false equivalency for them to justify what they are doing. That's collusion. Do I look like I'm stupid? Oh yes, that's right. I'm black. Oh, I can't say that because then guess what? You're going to say I'm race baiting. Oh, but wait a minute. Didn't they say what, quote unquote, what you guys said was racist comments? You see, this is just all stupid. This is all foolishness. The reality is this. These guys went in there and colluded against me. Case closed. The only one I am literally going to omit 2 people from that entire Discord. Erstats Cats, I don't care what he said about me in there or whatever. The fact that he came forward and exposed this, I remove him. No charges, if there's charges to be pressed, no charges will come from me. to be pressed on him from Twin Galaxies. What Twin Galaxies wants to do with him, that's on them. But Triforce will not press nothing against Aristocat. And another person who came forward to me with this entire information, and that person I will keep. That person's name will just never be revealed. That's just what it is. So yeah, because that person helped in this situation like Erstats Cats. So moving forward, let's finish up the last. What is this? What is this? 6-3. Last 10 minutes of this video, and then I'll shut down this, and then I'll go into the I'll open up the chat box, and I'll see what questions people have to ask.
Do you realize how fucking ridiculous that sounds? These are video game high scores. Video games are meant to be fun, and these guys take it way too fucking seriously. When you are literally creating a private Discord server just to plot against people, guys, you've taken this shit way too far. And this is the point where it obviously becomes a situation where it's an obvious vendetta against these players. Stop. This is not what the dispute system is meant for. I do know of multiple people in the dispute whose engagement was genuine and whose primary concern is the integrity of the scoreboard. But life isn't fair. Their good work gets overshadowed and tainted if others found to be using the matter as a vehicle to pursue dishonest and or racist agendas. And again, this is very true. Now, I don't know if necessarily racism was a motivating factor for some people who got involved, but considering a lot of the comments that were made in the Discord and things of that nature, I can definitely see how the writer of this article came to that possible conclusion. If you're going to go after someone like Triforce, you don't bring Rudy Ferretti on your team. And therein lies the Maris Group's biggest failure in all this. They did Triforce a massive favor, something he never could have done for himself. They actually made Triforce a sympathetic character in all of this. And that's a good point. You had a lot of people who started looking at this. There are people that I actively know are against Triforce, and they would have been thrilled to see his score removed. But as soon as they saw the bullshit that was going on, they're like, I want nothing to do with this. I don't care if this dude gets to keep his scores when this is all said and done. I do not want to be associated with this fucking dumpster fire. And I don't blame them. High score cheating is not nearly as destructive as actual racism. Not even a contest. If you have to choose between supporting a black man with character flaws and a group of racists looking to take him down strictly because they're upset that he's a successful black man who doesn't know his place, I have no choice but to side with the former. Between him and the bigots, I'm on his side. What's worse, this will continue to be an issue as no dispute of any Triforce score will ever fully escape that specter. Perhaps the same racists as before might get involved with it behind the scenes. Triforce himself will make sure we never hear the end of that. And I can definitely understand why he would say that. Just imagine it.
Hold on. I have to pause there. I've been saying that before this. I've been saying that these guys were being bigots towards me and that there's a conspiracy and agenda before me. I didn't need this to say that. I don't need this as a crutch. It's fact. It's been happening for eons. You think this is happening only in Twin Galaxies? This happened in the FGC? This happened in the FIFA side? This happened in the Call of Duty side when we was playing Halo? This happened in anywhere I go in the West for gaming. This has happened to me. I don't need this isolated situation in TG with a bunch of morons who to determine, no, I'm sorry, Erzatz, I don't agree with your point of view on that. If you know anything about EMP, if you watch any of my videos, it's one of the reasons why I'm going to Africa. the bigotry and the discrimination and the prejudice against me in the West is too much for me to bear. The opportunities that would be, if you paint my skin color white and look at the accolades that I have, I'd be rich already. But because I don't have that skin color, a lot of those opportunities have been closed, marginalized, and or other just been completely attacked, i.e. Reddit and all these other negative things that you see about me. So this thing about, oh, these guys gave me, no. People should have been feeling sympathetic about me based on all the shit that's been going on before this. Period. But it is unfortunate. And I don't need to use bigotry or discrimination or any of that nonsense to fight back these idiots. The collusion is fine. I told you, I don't care about their little racism, whatever. So in that, you're actually kind of wrong, because I still don't care about the negative racist, or let me just call it bigotry, that these guys hit me with. I don't care. I've been called the N-word a kabillion times. It's not going to stop tomorrow. They're going to still do it till the day I am dead. Moving on. Final part of this thing, and then we'll go to questions.
Another dispute gets submitted, people argue and bicker, and that's the first defense, is that people are doing this because they're racist against me. Now, I don't necessarily know if that's an argument Triforce would make. I will say this in regards to Triforce. When he found out that racist comments were being made against him, he didn't get defensive about it. His only statement was something along the lines of, "It doesn't surprise me considering Rudy is involved." So I don't necessarily know if that is a defense that Triforce would go to, but they gave him that defense moving forward. Take it for what you will. He goes on to say something that I absolutely agree with, and I've mentioned this in previous videos. At best, this dispute was a fishing expedition, an attempt to either suss out confidential knowledge from old TG adjudication, which is protected by the rule, or to simply throw stuff at the wall and see if anything stuck. The people with known access to grind did not appear until later, but appear they did. Whether the demonstrated racism was involved in fanning the flames, I'll let you decide. But just as Twin Galaxies, the organization loses credibility anytime it chooses to subvert fair competition, the community loses credibility anytime it chooses to endorse disputes waged over personal vendettas and fueled bigots. And this is definitely true. Yes, we've seen a lot of things happen recently where Twin Galaxies has lost a lot of credibility. Some would argue even the fact that they have to dispute scores to begin with is a symbol of loss of credibility on the organization. I wouldn't go that far, but I'll let you guys decide in the comments below what you guys think the credibility of Twin Galaxies is. But this is very true of the community. If we go around just submitting false, reports against these scores, disputes against these scores, and more we see a lot of these scores, these disputes be overruled by Twin Galaxies because not good evidence was presented or poor arguments were being made. That brings into question the credibility of the community as a whole, and that's just as bad as the organization losing credibility. We have to submit these disputes legitimately, and we have to have the evidence to back them, because these baseless disputes do nothing but hurt the reputation of the gaming community as a whole. Now, one thing unrelated to this situation that I was covering here that I do want to touch on is that he comments on the future of the Contra 3 scores. And he says, as the future of Contra 3 adjudication, given what we've seen here, regardless of people's agendas, I personally believe there is sufficient reason to redefine the rules for this track and for any other score tracks whose rules come down to a vague prohibition on excessive leeching, lacking strict guidelines on what is and is not allowed. And I totally agree in regards to that statement. One of the biggest problems we saw in regards to this dispute. Hold on.
I saw something Ratcat said, that he did not highlight. He also says, I also believe it is fair to grandfather or simply strike out any scores performed under previous set rules, which could otherwise be misinterpreted and haven't been achieved under a new rule. That I do not agree with. You cannot punish an old score under an old rule. That is just completely wrong. No sport in the universe has done it. None. No adjudication in the universe has done it. If something was done under one rule and they don't like that rule and they have to change that rule, the score stays, but they change the rule and a new track that represents the modern era is continued. But they do, or an asterisk is put at the old record, letting them know that that old record was achieved at a certain time when the rule was set one way, and the new rule is exactly what it is. But striking out any a record, nah, I don't agree with that. But let's let him finish.
4 tracks whose rules come down to a vague prohibition on excessive leaching, lacking strict guidelines on what is and is not allowed. And I totally agree in regards to that statement. One of the biggest problems we saw in regards to this dispute is there's too much room for interpretation in regards to this rule. The rule just says you can't excessively leach, but it does not specify what exactly is considered excessive leaching. It's too subjective. Like I've said in the past, one referee may decide something is excessive leaching and another referee may decide that the exact same thing is not excessive leaching. There should be no subjectivity there. There should be very strict guidelines. A lot of the rules for a lot of the games in the Twin Galaxies database has very specific rules on what is and isn't allowed. And this game simply doesn't have that. It's far too subjective, and I think that they should change the rules. Now, if they change the rules, do I think scores that went by the old ruling system should be removed? No. My personal idea of what should happen is a new track for new rules should be created. It should be independent of the previous track, and there should be no longer any submissions allowed to be submitted to the previous track. So you keep those for archival purposes, all those scores that were set in the old track, but you don't allow people to submit to the old track any further. Moving forward, you have to submit based on these new rules. And I think that would be a fair compromise to that problem. But overall, I just kind of wanted to highlight this because I kind of hinted in the past about the Discord server and kind of what was going on in there, and it seems like it was a mess. While I kind of wish this person would have came forward with more information relating to a lot of the claims that were being made in the Discord, a lot of the accusations, some of the things they intended to use for further future disputes, that would have been really nice to know. Unfortunately, in this article, they do say they don't recall the specifics. Their biggest concern seemed to be the racism that was going on, and I think it was good to expose that as well, because let's be honest, in this case, we did have a black man that was being disputed, and there were people that were very racist against black people in this thread. At least more specifically, one person that we know is a racist disputing this particular person. So it's one of those cases where, was racism a factor in this? It's very possible that it was. I don't necessarily know if that was the motivation here, but there's enough evidence here to at least make the argument that it was a possibility. But at the end of the day, those are just my thoughts and opinions. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I always like to hear what you guys have to say. But anyway, guys, this was Tipster here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. All the links will be in the description down below if you want to look into this stuff yourself. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Yo, I've been staying up long nights. Everything I do, I swear I do 1,000,000 times. I won't fucking stop until it all sounds right.
Yeah, mate, that's music. I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. Okay. We are going to the full screen. Let me shut down. Wait, don't write your questions yet. Everyone in the stream chat, I gotta shut off. Yeah, I'm running on some bootleg stuff right now. I have to shut off YouTube first, and then I have to turn on Restream. Right? Because I gotta hope this doesn't shut off my computer. It's stupid. So let's talk about it. Yeah, wait, I said not to ban anyone. I hope y'all not banning anybody.
No, I've been unbanning
Oh,
this
okay.
guy because Sahil doesn't like him and thinks that's justifiable reason to ban him.
No. Stop talking. Okay, so Trevor,
No,
didn't you
let's stop talking.
didn't you say multiple times that if people come in and they think something or they have an opinion about you and they say it, let them rock, and then somebody will address it, right? But if they're literally just coming in being belligerent and you don't have
Sahil,
any
you literally
actually-
weren't here before the stream started when he said don't ban anyone for this
Yeah,
stream.
no, Sahil. In this particular
And
stream,
you not
yeah.
agreeing with somebody
But-
and insulting them, and then that's somehow their
No,
fault.
no, no.
Let me-
Wait. Everyone calm down. Everyone calm down. Sahil, you're not right. No, you're not wrong, but Anna's not wrong either. For this particular stream, I said I don't want anyone banned because I know dudes are going to get desperate and they're going to come in here and they're going to mouth off. Leave it there so YouTube can see everything. I want YouTube, which is one of the points I want to make, that this whole racist thing is just, this is normal. Like, this is not, oh, there's an isolated kid. No, this is normal. I want it all there. Leave them. Let them come in here. You neck. I let them leave them. All of it. For this particular stream, you weren't here when I said that in the beginning of the stream. So Anna is right. But you are right too at the same time. I said if people are disruptive and they want to come in with the foolishness, kick them out. Those for the other streams, that's different. But this particular stream, no. I want these guys here. I want my fans here. These guys are my fans. Okay, so let's get to the... Is Robin still up? Oh, Robin is still there. Whoa, a lot of people in here. That's crazy. Robin, are you there?
Yeah, you had like 100 people before your stream dropped.
Yeah. Heard. Who did that? How do we get this to this point? Someone make a tweet on this. That I like this, B. This is kind of godlike. Hold on. JP.
Okay. Calling you a baboon was
No,
an
Sahil,
insult.
Sahil,
It was an unfair insult to baboons. Okay.
All right, hold on. Wow. Okay. Yes, go on.
I had to get on my computer so I could send Rudy and Kimberly the files you told me to send them.
Okay, so they got them, right?
I just sent it to both of them.
All
Can we
right.
please show these on the stream? I want to see them so bad.
Well,
It would take another 2 hours to get
yeah,
through all of
this is something we'll have to. This is something we'll have to do on the next stream, right? I can pick out a few to read to you guys if you're interested, just for community
Yes!
purposes. Allow me the e-files.
Wait, try first.
Yeah.
Send them to me DMs and let me read them.
I sent a copy to. I could have swore I sent a copy to you, didn't I?
Was it just the one picture? Or is there more?
No, the zipped file.
Oh, a zip file? Oh no, I didn't get a zip file.
There's over 100 screenshots.
Holy shit.
Jesus. Jesus.
I at this point I don't care. So anyone who wants to share with, send them out. It's Christmas, everyone. We are
Give
in
them
the
to me.
seasons
Please give
of
them to
giving.
me.
Just
Please.
give them out.
I need these.
Just give them. In fact, you know something? Here's the Discord. We're gonna put plus right here. I'm
Robin,
just gonna.
slide in my DM.
I am
That
gonna.
fan is driving me insane.
Sorry.
Carl, you drive me insane.
All right, hold on for a second. Back up. Hold on. I got
Drive her
everyone.
insane in a completely different way.
All right,
All
Shut
you
up,
had to
Jeff.
do was follow the damn train, CJ.
here it is.
Course.
Yeah.
DMs.
Okay. Well, I don't see the DM.
Hold on.
Oh. One second, guys. Before dropping the files, I'm getting some advice.
Drop me those files.
Oh, interesting. Yes, that is true. Where's Tipster?
No. Don't worry. I made my part and I updated the thing. I'm gonna send you the updated file.
Okay, cool. In fact, you took out the guy. Robin, did you send the file over to Chavez and Lady Thunder yet?
Yeah, I had already sent that file.
I see.
Yeah, I still think we're being a little too liberal with the information. I mean, like, it seems like a clear picture, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know something? Until we vet the full thing out, because there was, I forgot
Well,
we.
Tipster is streaming it, so I'm gonna.
Oh, it's
I gotta hop on it.
Tipsters?
No. Tipster has the correct file.
Tipster streaming it. Hold on to it. Wait, we're heading over. We're going over to the promised land. Hold on for wait. Twitch.
Promised
Tipster not
land.
stream on YouTube?
No, he streams on. He only streams on Twitch.
Why? Oh.
Because YouTube is annoying for content creators, and YouTube and Twitch is like the god place to go.
Can I get a link to Tipster's stream? Because I will go over there.
Yeah, put it in community hall.
A sizzle, B. I want to see what's going on. I will head.
Watching the meme troll.
The fan mail video, yeah. It's funny. It's hella funny.
There it is. This is him live?
Yeah.
I thought he was looking at the files.
He just said it.
Just switch.
And to clarify, I see a lot of people saying, or I've seen a lot of people say that the Master Quest thing is fake. You're right, Master Quest is fake. It never came out for the
Yo,
N64,
everybody
only an
invade
N2
Tipster stream.
But, let me
We've
see,
invaded.
AliExpress Master Quest.
Oh, they're exposing. This shit is crazy, B.
Oh,
Yeah, so you can get reproduction cards of this on AliExpress.
Are you still
They come
streaming
down
on your?
in price.
Oh, I'm streaming on my end.
Now it's like
You're streaming his stream. Okay.
Yes.
$17 or whatever.
I'm just.
Holy shit, it's come down in price a lot. But yeah, I actually have one in a box. It's a fake box, obviously, but
You're
it's still pretty cool. Watch out.
Yo, this shit is crazy. The
So you can
level
buy
of
these
exposure is
on the N64.
ridiculous. Dudes is getting
Here's
exposed.
mine with the box.
actually,
And here's the cartridge.
Shit after. It's not
You can
important.
definitely buy them, but it's basically it's a ROM that's burned onto an actual cartridge. So, yeah. Everybody who's joining from the EMP stream, thanks for joining us, guys. We're
Nope.
just my
No
audience
problem.
wanted me to react to the fake meme troll fan mail video, and then we'll do the screenshots.
Ooh, so we're in time. Hold on, he hasn't started yet. Let me go get something to drink.
And official, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Tipster. Thank you. Anyway, you guys get the point. It's fake. Let's get to the fun stuff now.
Jigging,
I'm
get
actually
those
going to
pictures
record
of
this
those toes ready.
for the YouTube. We're just going to go over this stuff live. We'll do it live.
Nothing wrong with no.
yeah!
We're not going to, pre-go over this and pre-examine
Specifically
it.
the Doja Cat.
He's doing it! He's doing it! Oh my god, 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 oh my
Wait,
god, oh my god.
what is he doing and who is he?
Okay.
He's reading the screens!
It feels weird not having it.
Release the house!
Hipsters, Triforces?
Whew. That was fun.
I'm confused.
But this is where the
Like,
real fun
you're not
starts.
being-
No one talk. Because I want to be able to hear this. No one talk.
As you guys know,
Are you
I
talking about
recently
Triforces, Train?
Actually,
did a video.
you know
Sorry about the
something?
dogs, they're going nuts downstairs. I don't know what the fuck.
I tell you what, this is what we do.
I recently did a video on YouTube. In fact, I just
Everybody
released it last night.
head
It's
over
1:14
to
in the morning.
Tipster's
Holy shit.
stream.
All of you guys who are following, thank you so much. for
Head
the
over to
follows.
Tipster's
Appreciate it.
stream.
I
I'm
just
gonna
did a
end the
video kind of,
stream. We
I
all
guess
should
you
just
could say
watch his
exposing
stream live.
the,
And then when he's done, I will
Discord
leave a
server,
link to come back to
with
our
all the,
stream,
people
and we'll have a
playing games,
post
Triforce
chat.
and other members
Because this
of
is going over an hour. I'm
Galaxy
just gonna
Quest.
end
Thank you
this.
guys all for
So head over to
following.
Tipster. We'll talk about all of this
But
in
what
the
I
end.
didn't
See y'all
know
there.
is I had my